The world is shocked to see the massive killing in Moscow committed by some extremists and terrorists. And also, this massive killing happened at a time of great sensitivity. First of all, the presidential election in Russia just concluded with Vladimir Putin winning the election. Secondly, on the battleground in Ukraine, Russia seems to be gaining the upper hand, and the Ukrainian forces are really being put into a very difficult situation. Then it's very interesting to note that the US government several weeks ago actually warned about a pending massive terrorist attack in Russia. So did the United States get some information beforehand? I think history eventually will let us know. IS seemed to be eager to acknowledge that they are involved, but Russia apparently does not fully recognize the authenticity of the claim by the ISIS. So for the moment, of greatest importance is who really did this massive killing? Who is behind it? Who is organizing and coordinating all this thing? This killing apparently is not an isolated incident. It did not happen haphazardly without pre-coordination. And then purely by way of logic, you need to figure out who is really going to that extent to inflict such casualty on the Russian civilian people. What's their goal? Their goal probably is to cause as much pain as possible and also to create social disturbance in Russia, to undermine Russia's war effort in Ukraine. So I think eventually all these dots will be connected, all the T's will be crossed, and eventually Russian authority will need to make a final judgment as to who is being responsible and how they will deal with this particular situation, and to make sure that justice will be done to whatever forces behind this heinous, inhumane mass killing of innocent people in Moscow. And the fact that the last such magnitude terrorist attack took place in Moscow almost more than 2 decades ago in 2002 indicated that the society probably this time was not fully prepared to handle a terrorist attack like this. And one impact on the civilians will be that they will be concerned about their own safety, and they will demand that the government will need to take more actions to make sure such terrorist attack will no longer take place, or they will be punished accordingly in a very timely manner. So this situation is a situation for escalation, and I'm afraid it will lead to a convergence of factors, and the result of such convergence is very, very difficult to predict. And my personal guess is that it will lead to escalation. Of course, when a society and a country are facing with such heinous terrorist attack, generally speaking, it will get more and more united, because they would need a strong leader. They would need strong actions being done by the government and by the military, and they will demand that actions be taken immediately to deal with the terrorist groups or the culprits behind such terrorist attacks. Now, and I think eventually, in a matter of weeks, the whole situation may be completely different compared with what's the situation before the attack in Moscow.